was looking. She came up with this big post about International Women's Day. They did a podcast for it, and they've got their own podcast, and they talk about women's rights and stuff like this. So I got on there and listened to this fucking podcast, and she was saying how she had such a hard time growing up because she was a girl, and then having a hard time going to university because she was the only girl in the engineering class. I'm like, is it International Women's Day, right? The fact that International Women's Day exists is the only reason that you guys care about. Like, there is no inequality in Australia for women.
She was going to uni to be an engineer, and she's complaining that it was, what, sexist there or what?
She's saying that about inequality. So I commented on it, and I said, if you want to listen to two intelligent, successful female entrepreneurs whinge about equality, this is the podcast for you. And she fucking blocked me on everything. So I was like, fuck this bitch, but she doesn't know I have Instagram. So I went and followed her on Instagram. I'm just going to go and troll all her posts.
Yeah, it's
but
like
how
you
dare
see these
you
women get up on stage and they're like, we're so oppressed and we're so hard done to, and it's like, she's like a doctor of sciences and is speaking at the White House or something like that. I'm like, oh yeah, because I get a fucking voice, don't I?
Yeah. I'm like thinking, hold on a second. Every single female that I know probably gets paid more than I do. All of them.
Yeah, well,
apart from Elise.
Same job, same pay, you know. It's like the women in my field get paid the same.
Yeah, exactly. The same in my field. All the chicks get paid probably more than some of the starting blokes.
These said women that are complaining that they're not getting the, that they're having to deal with, like fucking, what is it, patriarchy and all that. They're the same women that let men dress up as a woman and compete in their fields and then win. Oh,
that's exactly the same.
And then they just sit there going, oh, isn't she beautiful? It's like, bitch, punch him in the head. Like,
yeah.
Men are oppressing you. Yeah, trans men are. The ones who are dressing
and you're
up
letting
as
them do it even more. And you're indulging it.
Yeah.
Giving them the proper pronouns.
Well, yeah, if they're calling them by their pronouns and they're competing in the sports and they're letting them win these races and things like that, and then they sit there and say that they're hard done to, it's like, well, you're doing it to yourself, It's like anyone stands up and, like Riley Gaines stands up and says, no, this is bullshit. And then they go, oh, you're misogynistic and blah, blah, blah. But, like, if more women stood up and did it, they wouldn't have any issues. It's like, men make better women than women do now. So,
well,
they can't
we
get
won Women of the Year.
That's their own fault. They've let women, they've let men enter into their zones and shit like that. So it's their own fault. They can't whinge about it now. And I'm not going to cry for them.
No. And it's all these progressive women who are in high-paying jobs and probably have never had an ounce of inequality in their life that are doing all the whinging.
Yeah,
exactly. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. They're the ones advocating for all this shit.
Their parents bought them their first car. They had a mum and dad in the house the entire time. They were never beaten as a child. They weren't, I know kids that have grown up with their parents injecting with meth and crap like that. Like these kids these people who are whinging, that are our generation, that are whinging that they had a hard life. And like you said, this bitch. She definitely didn't have a hard life, hard childhood or anything. It was given everything, and now they've got to the top and they said, look how hard I had to struggle. It's like, well, a lot of other people had to struggle a lot more than what you've had to do. It's ridiculous.
Well, the funniest thing is, Isaac, is that she qualifies as Aboriginal, remember?
Yeah.
You remember that whole family is Aboriginal?
Because they're gingers.
So not only is like STEM and everyone propping her up on this pedestal and making her the most important thing that's ever happened in Australia for the aviation industry and aeronautic fucking space engineering or whatever, she's a fucking diversity hire. You're a female Aboriginal.
Hire, yeah.
You are nothing. You can't tell me that there's 10 other fucking people in that field that did better than her who probably deserve more credit from STEM than she does.
Exactly, yeah.
But she's a female and she's Aboriginal.
Yeah.
And she's posting photos.
Like I'm Aboriginal, but like I'm not going to go out and get an Aboriginal job, am I? Like, oh, this
I was going to make that same
yeah,
statement.
Here's the Indigenous Affairs Minister, Captain Whitey.
Yeah. And this one, the fucking ginger.
Yeah, but if you
Ginger covered in
rearrange the
freckles.
word ginger into another word, maybe she should.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe she should like run for like, I don't know, Black Panther in a Marvel movie or something. Yeah, nice little DEI hire right there.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
anyway.
so I was just as successful and great that it is that she's done that shit. There was nothing stopping her from doing it apart from herself. There was no but when getting over a massive vagina, hunger and not having. You know, you've got food, water, electricity. You've got Centrelink.
You got a wealthy family.
Everything that you could ever ask for.
Like, and they don't realise they may not think they were a wealthy family, but if you had food on the table, you went to school every day, you had clothes on your back, you lived in I think the house they were living, they owned that house. If and you lived in like a third world country, not a third world country, and you're doing pretty well for yourself. You're eating every day, and you're drinking clean water. You're the 1%. They say, "Oh, we're down with the 1%." You're the same as the billionaires. Like, there's a big gap between a billionaire and a millionaire and us, but you're in the same gap. There's more poor people, and we're not poor people technically, even though that gap's getting worse now because of inflation and shit like that. But everyone that we know, everyone that it generally has made something of themselves, complaining on the internet about how badly they were done to. They weren't badly done to. I mean, people who had terrible lives and had terrible things happen to them. Like I was talking about the other day. I think, is it the lead singer from Korn, Head or whatever his name is? His mother raped him and gave him HIV or some shit like that, and now he goes around talking about mental health and shit like that. He didn't sit there and say, "Oh, look how hard my life is," and blah blah blah. He went and made one of the best new metal bands in the world, and is now a multi-platinum, multi-millionaire, and he goes around trying to help other people with their shitty lives. He didn't sit there complaining about how hard he had a life. He got out and he made something with that terrible thing that happened to him or whatever. I think it was the lead singer. I think it's the lead singer. But people who haven't struggled like her, they get to the top and they think that was the worst thing. Like Joe Rogan says, the worst thing that's ever happened to you.
That's exactly. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, and it's like whether if you've stubbed your toe, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Then you think it couldn't get any worse than that. And it's the same fucking thing.
When you get to that level, though, the total ignorance to think about what's going on with other people's lives.
Yeah.
No one sits there and thinks, "Oh, remember that kid that used to come to school with ripped up shirt and holes in his shoes and stuff like that? I wonder what he's doing."
Yeah. We used to have come to school with fleas.
Yeah. Ringworms all over them.
Ringworms, yeah. All those kids. We went to a pretty rural, poor school, and a lot of those kids that we went to school with, we were pretty poor. We were piss poor, and I mean, fucking at one point, Mum had 9 kids in the house. So, however well you can do when you've got 9 mouths to feed. Some of those kids that we went to school with obviously were worse. Like the people who lived down the end of the road worse. They were living in absolute squalor. And those people grew up to be great people. They're not sitting there whinging that they had a hard life. Though I know 2 of them now at least, and there's nothing wrong with them. They're great people. They're the nicest people you could ever meet too. They give you the shirt off their back. It'd be covered in fleas, but they do anything for you. And
it seems like that the tougher you have it, the less likely you are to grow up saying, "Oh, woe is to me."
Yeah, it's
until
the rich kids that we went to school with, that we looked at and we're like, "Oh, look, it's a rich kid," because they can get tuck shop. It's they
get to go to Scholastics and get books.
Yeah, they don't comprehend. We don't comprehend how hard it is for that West African child to be digging in a fucking lithium mine in the Kenya or something like that. We can't comprehend that, and they're carrying a baby on their back and they're missing a foot. We can't comprehend that, and it's the same thing. It's that's how different these people are to us. The problem is These people have the same right to vote that we do.
Yeah.
And so they sit there and go, we should definitely do all these things and let all these people in from overseas and, vote the same government in every single time, and we should give the Indigenous people a voice thing and all that crap because it sounds good to them and they think that they're a good person, but really they're a terrible person who has no idea about the real world. And then they just go along pretending that they were hard done to, and look how much I had to sacrifice and look how much I had to struggle to get where I am now. It's all because of sexism, racism, and homophobia or whatever they want to whatever slur they want to throw at it. And really, they haven't struggled at all. They haven't had a hard life, and you can't tell them that because they're like, "What are you talking about? My mum took my phone off me for a week because I did something wrong." It's like, yeah, mine beat me with a fucking shovel. Like, there's a difference there. There's a little bit of a difference, and they just can't comprehend that because a lot of people just can't see outside their little tiny world, world they've created.
And it comes to that, like, if International Women's Day, it should be a total Australian-wide thing to get together and stop shit like that happening overseas where it is actually a problem.
Yeah, they're sitting there, International Women's Day, sitting there waving Palestinian flags.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What do those people do?
If you go dressed like that over in Palestine.
What did they do to those Israeli women on, was it October 8th or October 7th or whatever the fuck it was? They went in there and massacred and raped all these children, or basically children. I mean, if they're 21 years old and they go into a fucking rave and they get raped by a bunch of militants, I mean, where's your International Women's Day outcry for that? No, the same people, the same mob are standing in the street waving flags for pro-Palestine, free Gaza, blah, 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 blah. They're so hypocritical, and they can't see outside their point of view, can't see outside their tiny little bubble. It's insane.
Yeah. And you ask them any history on the wars and how it ended up being like this, and they know nothing. They just know what they've heard on the news or what they've seen on Facebook.
It's a very complicated fucking thing. But I'm at the point where now, I've looked at it all. I've read about it. I've listened to podcasts about it, explaining the whole thing. It's basically it used to be Muslims. Now it's Jewish people's land. Depends how far back you want to go. At the end of the day, I really don't give a shit anymore. It's if the people who are beheading children and innocent civilians in the street and massacring them because of their so-called cloud wizard that they believe in, they're not the guys on the good, the right side of history. Israelis are doing some fucked up things to the Palestinians. I dare say so. I mean, but if people actually cared about, especially like the Palestinians and like the women's rights activists and shit like that, if they actually cared, they'd be petitioning places like Egypt and all that to bring them in and let them get them out of Gaza and shit like that. But they're not. They're just using him as a human shield and like bodies to stuff cash into. They're just sending all this money over there, and all these people are getting paid. And if you go and write a news article for Pink News or something like that, and you claim that Israelis are racist and they're killing all the what do they call it, bloody genociding all these Palestinians, then you can get clicks on it and you make money off of it. They're just grifting off of it. They're just using the whole fucking thing. At least, if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to admit, I don't really give a shit. I reckon we should wall up the entire Middle East and nuke it and just leave them be, because the entire Middle East is just a waste of time for humanity. I really don't care anymore. Everyone's going to carry on. Oh, it's racist. It's no, I don't care. I really don't care.
We just leave them there and just don't even.
What did they say? If we didn't have the Dark Ages, we would have had. We'd be colonizing planets by now. I mean, they're just holding us back. The same with these woke leftists. They're the same. They're holding us back.
I think that there's a point where it's just they've been at war for thousands of years. It's never been peaceful.
No, it never will.
And right now, since the development of nuclear technology, we've probably been in the most peaceful time that we've ever had.
Yeah, we have.
But over there,
especially during Trump,
it's a different war every day, and it's a mass killing. It's a suicide bombing. It's a natural disaster. Imagine the stuff that we don't hear that's happening.
Well, we don't hear about when they throw gays off of roofs.
Yeah.
And we don't hear about when they kill a woman because she was raped, because that's her fault. Because
they kill them in the streets.
Yeah. They stone it.
I watched a stoning the other day.
Yeah, I watched that same one. I think those people in third world countries and, like we're saying, Palestine or Gaza or whatever, that are needing help. The feminist woman on the internet putting Palestine flag in their profile on Twitter or X and putting up a post saying "Free Palestine," that isn't helping them. Like, if they really wanted to help them, they would just send them some tin food or medical supplies or something like that. I'm sure, like, donate to the Red Cross, because the Red Cross is over there. Like, I'm sure all that money that we sent to the Red Cross for the Australian fires and floods and all that, that's probably going over there to the Palestinians. So that's what they should do if they really want to help, but they don't care. It's just a little Instagram post that they can put up. So
it's virtue signal.
Yeah, virtue signal.
Yeah, and if you go through one of those, the funny thing about that is like you see on Facebook someone's profile the picture, they've got the Palestinian flag in the background. I bet you $100 you can click back on all their profile pictures. It'll be double jabbed, LGBT, and then back to Palestine flag again.
Masks,
then masks,
Ukrainian flag, and then I don't know, like Hillary 2020, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's what it'll be.
And it's like it'll be like the generic, like, Donald Trump's a traitor. Like, who was I having a go at the other day? John Cleese again. Like, oh God, it's like he's such an intelligent, smart, funny person who I admire, and he's just like completely riddled with Trump derangement syndrome. And he just says like shit like Trump's a rapist. I'm like, you obviously haven't looked at any of the fucking stories on it. Like, what are you doing, dude? You're a smart person. I know you're a smart person. And his biggest gripe with Donald Trump at the time was that he says things that offend people. John Cleese was upset that Donald Trump says things that offend people. So I remember interviews with you sitting down with the entire Catholic Church because you offended them with the life of Brian. And you sat there and said that, well, you have the right to be offended and I have the right to say what I want and blah, 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 blah. But like, it doesn't extend to Orange Man, because Orange Man bad.
Yeah, Orange Man bad.
Mind you, I do love Trump's accordion skills where he's like, we're the greatest country. Have you seen those videos when they just like dub in an accordion? It's like,
no. Oh, that's brilliant.
It's fucking gold.
But it seems a way with everyone. If, like, I feel because I'm a Trump supporter, obviously, it's hard to bring up around people because they look at you like you're a fucking idiot. And I have this conversation with my boss sometimes because I'm always talking about the election 2024. How's that going to go? Blah, blah, blah.
I'm not worried about the election. I'm worried about what happens after.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, whoever wins, it doesn't bode well.
No. But people just have this gripe in their head about him, and they know nothing about what good he's done in office when he wasn't there.
Well, Jeff from work, Sleepy Jeff. Like, he's
Sleepy Jeff.
Yeah, he's the same.
Yeah.
He just posts something, and I'm like, really? I just look at it, I'm like, well, you're fucking like 80 years old, so I'm sure you're just sitting there watching ABC and SBS. And you have no idea what's going on. Like, you've probably never heard the word podcast or YouTube before,
Yeah.
But if you want, we can get into this story about how lesbians are ruining video games.
I'd love to.
Yeah, because there's nothing better than a bulldyke ruining video games. So you can still hear me all right?
Yeah.
So we've got a story here from The Shortcut. Sweet Baby Inc. detected what actually happened and why you should care. An inclusion-focused narrative company called Sweet Baby Inc. has sparked a heated debate online between gamers and people in the industry. Sweet Baby Inc. has become the focus of some gamers' ire on social media, but that happened. Why should you care? Here's everything you need to know. Who is Sweet Baby Inc.? So Sweet Baby Inc. is a company about us, US section says, founded in 2018, Sweet Baby Inc. is a narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal. Of course, they're from Montreal. Why wouldn't they be Canadian? And working around the globe, our mission is to tell better and more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching video gaming industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive. Don't forget the word inclusive, for everyone. Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on several high-profile titles such as God of War, Ragnarok, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Its clients include Xbox Game, Ubisoft, Square Enix, Rocksteady, EA, Wizards of the Coast, whatever the fuck that is, and practically all the big name players in the industry. According to the company's website, Sweet Baby Inc. brings diverse voices to solve diverse problems. Sweet Baby Inc. Provides narrative consultation at any stage of the development, boasting a team of diverse talent with vetted industry experience to best bring you the story of life. Bring the story to life. Here's a comprehensive list of what Sweet Baby Inc. can potentially work on if it's hired. So, writing, cinematics, dialogue, writing, bugs, copywriting, etc., narrative, story pitching, world building, character creation, narrative design, story feedback, tweaks, and more. Representation, cultural consultation, sensitivity, inclusivity, reading, risk and opportunities assessment, and more development, full-scale game development, and interactive fiction. So basically, that whole company uses woke employees to seed wokeness into other video games. So if a video game says, "Oh, we're making a game about ancient native tribes," like what was it, Far Cry Primal. Remember when they had that game come out and they had like killing fucking mammoths and shit with spears and that? I don't know if they worked on that, but Square Enix and that. So they would, go and talk to like a native person and say, "How would you guys hunt? What words would you use? How do you, what kind of spears and dress would you wear?" Which kind of makes sense, because if you want to really get into like a diverse community that you don't know anything about, say Native Americans or something, you go and talk to a Native American. But that's not where the problem lies, is because everyone enjoys those cultural things, and being inclusive, like bringing Native Americans in or black people into games, things like that. But when you start getting into like historical games, like I think you might remember the Battlefield, 1942, I think it was Battlefield 5, wasn't it, when it came out, and they had like black lesbian women playing soldiers and
with robotic hands.
Yeah, shit like that. It's like, that's not diversity. That's just lying. Like, I really don't care if you bring it into like character customization. Like, everyone gets to make their own character, look what they want. But when you like things like that, that didn't annoy me too much, because it's like you get a little bit of creative licensing, because they're not completely trying to tell a historical, exact retelling of World War II, say like a game like Hell Let Loose or something like that might be. But they're trying to, diversify the area. But the problem is that was a whole bunch of straight white men, children actually, because they're like 14 and 16, going to war and dying for their country to stop Nazis. And now these gender Nazis are coming in and saying, wait, you don't have enough black lesbians in your Easy Company platoon. We need to diversify. Get rid of the straight white guys and get some black lesbian, trans, non-binary unicorns in there. And now they've recently just done that new Suicide Squad game, which was a massive flop, and a lot of it's got to do with this storyline with the entire Batman trilogy, or the Batman series that they brought out. They've just progressively gotten more and more and more writers. So instead of having, like, the first Batman game that came out that was a hit was 2 writers on it, so they wrote the story, 2 people. So it's pretty, similar. It's easy to follow, things like that. And then I think the latest Suicide Squad had like 37 or 27 people writing it. And when you've got these tards from this company throwing in, oh, don't forget to use Z-Zem pronouns and Zer, and just making up nonsense, the whole story gets muddled and destroyed, and no one knows what the hell's going on. The story sounds like shit. It's like about half of the Disney projects now. It's like they're getting rid of, oh, let's make Peter Pan black, let's make Ariel black, and it's like you're just doing it for these kind of people. because they work for BlackRock. This company is a subsidiary of BlackRock.
Uh,
So massive DEI.
they own everything.
Yeah, so everyone needs DEI points. And you go and look at the pictures of the people from this company, and they're all fat, black lesbians. It's like
purple hair and shit.
Yeah. You think like I don't know what the hell's going on in the black American what do they call African American men? I don't know what's going on with the African American men, but they need to tell black women to shut the fuck up. Like, put them in their place, make them go into the kitchen and make a sandwich. Like, I don't care. Like, put them back into their gender roles because they're ruining everything for everyone. Like, did you watch Rings of Power at all? The new Lord of the Rings?
No. Not yet.
Like, they've got
Same thing.
They got rid of the white elves and they put black dudes with afros. Like, and
what
then
the fuck?
the female character, right? The female character who's the main character, she is that dead of a personality. It's like you don't care if she dies. It's like, why are you so like shit at acting? And then they're like, oh, you're being racist because no one likes it. No one likes it because they're all racist because there's black people in it. It's like, no. I mean, like, Lord of the Rings elves have long hair.
Maybe we should just do the complete opposite, and then we make a movie about black culture and just input all white people.
Well, I was thinking we should
and see how they do that.
Cast Danny DeVito as the new Black Panther.
Yeah, definitely.
It'd just be like, and I came out shooting.
Or just
anyway, I was.
We'll just do Ryan Gosling just to piss him off, the whitest guy ever.
Like, and then they go and put in was it Assassin's Creed the Viking ones? They go and make the Viking ship a gay pride ship with a gay flag and a rainbow coming off of it.
Oh my God, Shane Gillis predicted that. Gay Vikings, dude. Gay Vikings.
Gay Vikings, dude. Yeah. And it's just getting on people's nerves. It's like, you stop ruining everyone's childhood fun.
Are they losing money from doing
billions.
this?
Disney.
Then why are they doing it?
Billions and billions because
they know they're losing money.
I don't know. I mean, look at Bud Light. Look how much money they lost with that. They lost fucking billions with that whole
26 billion or something.
They're backtracked.
Something.
They've like hired Shane Gillis and they've given 200 million to UFC, and then people are still like, "Nah, fuck you." Like,
yeah,
I don't care. You made your bed. Like, and I mean, if Americans are drinking Bud Light anyway, they're gonna grow a vagina. I mean, it's piss water for pussy Americans. Anyway, have fun drinking Bud Light. I'd rather drink urinal water anyway. But they keep destroying shit, and it's getting worse and worse. Like, what they did with the Rings of Power, there was a $2 billion or $1 billion project, and then the armor in it is garbage. It looks plastic. The acting in it's absolutely shit. They had like the black elves with short hair. They could have at least given him long hair. It would have been okay then. But he looks like DeMarcus or something is going to go and throw down in the fucking play basketball mid episode. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like, oh no, it's because you're racist. It's like, no, there was one black character in there who was really good. It was the dwarf. I forget her name, but there's like the Dwarven King's wife. She's black and she's funny. She's a good actor. Like, she played the role really well. Like, it made sense. And they just like ignore what you say. It's like, no, it's not because they're black or anything. It's because they're just shit at what they're doing and they've ruined everything by turning it woke. And like Star Trek, they got that non-binary fucking person in it, the new season. And it's like, oh, Star Trek's always been woke. They're the first people to have a black woman on TV. It's like, yes, we know, but they never made a big deal about it. They just put it in there.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's that?
They didn't care.
Put her in there and just didn't fucking say anything.
And
That's
Geordie.
And
same with like Captain Janeway being the first fucking female captain. When I was a kid, I bet you no one went, oh, female captain? That's bullshit.
I'm not watching this.
You know, no one did that because it was good story writing.
Yeah. It's just, I didn't like her hair. Like that fucking, I don't even know what it was. Fucking weird little hairdo she had going. They needed to fix that shit. Yeah, I think it's in the first like 2 seasons. You're just looking at her like, what the fuck? It looks like a pompadour or something. I don't know. But like, they don't make a big deal about it. Like, they had a gay character in there. and no one cares. Like Harry, he was probably gay.
No, he's definitely gay.
Fucking little Asian dude who never got a root, and definitely gay. But they never make a big deal about it, so it was just like no one cares. But if you like, did you watch The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, maybe I think it was like the second or third episode, that the gay episode with the dude out of Parks and Rec. Oh, it was a good episode, but like the thing annoyed me about it the most is one, they took it like it didn't matter to the story whatsoever. Like none of that happened in the video game or the books or anything. That's all bullshit. They just made
it's just input woke drama.
Yeah, woke drama that these people like that company put into it. And it's like, okay, it was still a good episode. But you know what annoyed me? He was like the doomsday prepper of the century, you know?
Yeah.
He built this big community by himself and he's there all alone and he's got landmines and he's got traps and he's got fences and all of the shit. And then when he gets attacked, he's got all these guns and he's got this cool doomsday bunker and shit. What's he doing? He's standing in the middle of the street behind no cover with a fucking bolt-action rifle and he gets shot. It's like, no, you prepared for this your entire time. That's the gayest part of the whole thing. Not them sucking and fucking each other. It was the gayest part of the whole thing. This big doomsday prepper goes and stands out in the middle of the open while they're shining bright lights at him at night and he can't see them and he's shooting blindly into the headlights. It's like that. You just don't know what you're doing.
Well, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. It's like Game of Thrones. The gay scenes in Game of Thrones. Yeah. No one gave a shit. It was just they told the story so well and they can input that stuff because it feels real. No one cares about gay people. No one, just do what you want. But don't force people to watch it by making it woke and putting it into places where it doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. It's oh my God. It's like they'd be walking along and you just be like, hey, how's your day? You know, talking to your friends, and then one of them just goes, I like butt stuff. You're like, cool, bro. Anyway, how's mum and fucking blah, blah, blah. It's like, I like butt stuff. It's like, yeah, okay, cool, bro.
I heard you.
Anyway, what do you guys want to go do for dinner? I like, yes, we fucking know. And he's like, oh, you're homophobe. It's like, no, just shut up. It's like, no one cares. I think it's because
the more you talk about it and the more you make it a thing, the less people want to hear about it.
Are they upset that, like, say old people like boomers and that, they get upset about gay people and shit? Who cares what boomers think?
They're not going to be around for very much fucking longer.
I wish they were all gone now. COVID didn't do good enough. We were promised quiet roads, cheap houses. I thought the caravan market would have exploded with all these secondhand caravans because all the oldies died off, but that didn't happen. They're still blocking up our fucking highways, and I have a crack at them on Facebook all the time. It's hilarious. They just live on Facebook, those people. I saw a post about Virgin Airlines is going to let you bring your dog on the flight. There's all these old people like, it's like, this is terrible. All these people are going to bring their dogs and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I won't bring my little white thing with crusty brown eyes on there because someone might bring a giant Doberman and it'll eat it. And I just commented, oh, that's fantastic. I can't wait until they ban old people. You should just see the comments. They're just like, you're just a nasty person. And it's like, what's wrong with old people? So you guys are just
thanks for ruining the economy.
So what? Yeah, thanks for ruining the economy and hoarding all your wealth.
Yeah. And like, inflating the fuck out of house prices.
Yeah, I don't get why they get so upset that, like, because it's only the boomers that really care about that shit. It's like, I don't give a fuck what a boomer thinks. They bought their house for 17 raspberries 50 years ago. It's like
you've seen that dude work it out in potatoes.
Yeah, and their opinion's null and void now. It's because but the only thing they care about is like, I want my grandchildren to come and see me, and I want to be get free medication, and I want a pension. So I'm sorry, you've worked for fucking 60 years of your life. You own 4 houses, and now you can't afford to feed yourself. Fuck your pension. Die on Centrelink. I don't care. I really don't. If you've got to that stage of your life and you've got nothing to show for it after you've had the best go at it that the human race ever has, like no one else is going to be able to compare to that now.
No.
Sorry, you're shit out of luck. Maybe you shouldn't have bought that $150,000 caravan and spent your entire fucking life holidaying around doing nothing. Well,
they are single-handedly responsible for driving the prices that cost of living up because of the way they.
Well, they're all the ones in Parliament too, so they're the ones we're voting for or voting
and
against.
They've all got 15, 20 houses each.
Yeah. Well, I just don't get why the woke community cares to, make them care, because they're never going to care. They don't care about their own family. They're not going to care about what hole you like sticking what into. Like, yeah.
No one does.
No one does.
No one cares.
No one cares. I think
we've got gay friends.
Secretly racist, so that like woke people actually like, oh, you can't be. There's no reverse racism. White people are what do they call have privilege? It's like, no, we don't. So we're not privileged of anything. Like, do you think you're privileged because they're all generally white, so they're not black people saying these things. So it's like, do they think that they're better than black people? I think they do. I think that's why they think there is like a patriarchy or a hierarchy of race and shit like that. It's because they think there is.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of racist. And it's the same with like, what I'm saying at the start, it's the same with gender and all that. Like women saying that they were repressed and that. It's like, no, I don't think you're oppressed. It's like you want to oppress other people is why you think that. It's because I know what I would do in that situation. I would make sure that blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you're a terrible fucking person.
Yeah.
It's like, if I see someone, race doesn't really come into it. If I see him rummaging through a bin and they happen to be a black person, I'll be like, ha. well.
That's just good.
But if
material,
it's a white
man.
person, it's like, look at that crackhead. Like,
yeah.
You don't care if it's a black crackhead or a white crackhead. They're all crackheads.
Yeah. It's like they want everyone to be different. They want black people to be black people, and
they want everyone to be treated equally, which is what they say, but they don't, because they want it to be treated better than everyone else.
I can't remember who had this interview. Was it? I think it might have been Samuel L. Jackson or Morgan Freeman. It might have been Morgan Freeman. Stop talking about it.
Yeah. Freeman. Yeah, he's like, stop.
You want racism to stop? Stop talking about it.
Yeah. Like,
no one gives a shit anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's done.
Don't interview him anymore, do they?
There's bad white people. There's bad Muslims. There's bad black people, and there's bad redheads. Most of them are bad. But
soulless minions. I know one named Tom that he needs to. There's something wrong with him. Yeah. Well, anyway, we won't get into his tranny porn addiction, but
no,
there's definitely something wrong with him.
That's racist now too, I think.
No, well, it's transphobic, isn't it? It's transphobic. It's like I love when you get called transphobe. It's like you're walking down the street, you see a trans person, you just like and run away. Like, you're just terrified of them. It's like, no, like if you saw a spider,
have you got a dick?
My wife will leave the house if she sees a spider in the house, which is not very handy for someone who lives in Australia. But like calling someone homophobic, that means I'd like leave my own house if there was a trans person in it. Depends who it is. If it was Dylan Mulvaney, I'd probably leave my house because my shotgun's in the shed. And I'd be terrified that thing broke in here. It'd be like something out of Meat Canyon. Have you seen Meat Cannon's videos? It's like something out of that. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where he does that. What's that
They
Bond
just
dude,
do that
Bond
Sam
streamer?
Sulik one.
Where he eats his fucking cleaners. Meat Cannon?
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, yeah. It's like...
Have you seen the Mr. Beast one where he gives birth to Carl out of his stomach?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just seen him. He's just done a queso one, so I'm going to watch that. Have you seen queso? He's this big, fat, redheaded dude, and his entire thing is they make fun of him on stream for being fat. And, just watch some of those queso videos. I'll send you some on fucking on TikTok. They're fucking gold. And he just rages at everything. So every time someone mentions that he's fat, he's like, ban them immediately, ban the chat. It's fucking funny. He's just a big motherfucker, big fat fucking redheaded cunt. But
I think the best thing happening right now to combat all this is like the likes of all the comedians that we watch and stuff like that. Yeah. Like there is the following for all these people making fun of these types of topics is huge. But I feel like there's more people like us who disagree with it than anyone realizes.
as we were talking about the gaming thing, one of the biggest games at the moment is Helldivers 2, and that's all about spreading
I
racist
want to play it so
democracy
bad.
across the universe. So it's like Starship Troopers, same kind of thing. Have you seen? You've seen Helldivers?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, definitely.
So it's a lot along the same line of things where it's like you die for your country with Super Earth, you die for Super Earth, you spread democracy. So they're all across the galaxy spreading democracy, killing all these bugs and robots and things like that. And so it's very like patriotic, I suppose, and it's the biggest game out at the moment. So maybe that's like seeding a little bit of patriotism back into people, or maybe it's. I know that the gaming community is pretty troll-like. Like, I mean, remember Call of Duty lobbies? How many times would you hear the N-word in 5 seconds? How many times would you say the N-word in 5 seconds?
Oh, dude, I found chats. Recordings.
Yeah.
That's from 2012 when we first met
I've still got
the
messages
Finches.
from people calling me a hacker and shit from like Call of Duty, Black Ops 2 or AW or something like that. And like the kids these days couldn't survive in those lobbies. Like they'd be cutting themselves.
Probably.
They'd be like like they wouldn't be able to do it. Like what if you could transport a Gen Z kid back into like Call of Duty Black Ops 2 lobby or Modern Warfare 2 back in the day, they'd die. They wouldn't know what to do. Like all these Fortnite kids, they wouldn't be able to handle it. They'd be like, he called me a mean word. And then the rest of the entire server would just descend on them with the fire of 1,000 suns.
Mm-hmm.
Like you wouldn't be able to publish what was said.
Do you remember when a little kid actually spoke in chat?
Oh my God. Or a girl.
A girl. Oh, yeah.
A girl gamer. It's like,
oh, my God.
You hear that one person in the chat, like it'd be our mate Striker. He'd be like,
just breathing into the microphone.
Beautiful. You just heavy breathing. Yeah. They wouldn't be able to survive. And I don't know what's happened. Like these people who did survive those chat lobbies or those games and shit like that, they're the ones now pushing this DEI shit. They're the ones pushing this diversity, equity, and inclusiveness and shit like that. Like, oh, we got to have more trans people in the game. No, you fucking don't. The trans people are like 0.01% of the population.
For every single game that has customizable characters,
like Ark or something,
fantasy stuff, it's all along the lines of being inclusive anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you can make your character a fucking dude with big-ass tits.
Yeah, well, like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a dude, big beard, big tits, and then a female voice. And have
you can do that in Pal World too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you probably could. Yeah. I mean, nothing speaks to like diversity more than making your chick have giant tits and a beard. But I just don't understand like why everyone has to be included. Some people don't get included in shit. It's like you can't bend the entire society around and break everything you've built over the last 7,000 years of human existence or whatever to turn it into this mashup of fake words, fake outrage, and lies. Like they're saying that there's more than 2 genders and that shit like that. It's like, no, that's actually doing harm to people. That is doing harm to people. So you can't just keep lying about shit. Like, if you want me to call you a she when you're not a she, I'll probably just oblige and be nice to you because I'm a nice person. Yeah. It's not like you're going to sit there and go, ha, you're a tranny.
Yeah.
No one does that. And if they do, everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Fuck off.
Go away.
No one puts up with that. It's like a bit the same. Imagine if you're like chilling with a friend group and then there's that one dude who just goes, look at this N-word. I hate this N-word. Get him out of here. It's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah,
I mean,
we're not your friend anymore.
Robbed or something by him, but you know, fucking. It's just no one cares, and they're just pretending that all these people care about it. And these video games that they're ruining all these AAA titles and TV shows and movies. It's eventually going to come back to bite them in the arse with things like Helldivers 2 becoming such a massive success, and like I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix at the moment. It doesn't seem like they've wokeified it or anything. Like they haven't got any black characters where a white person used to be or anything like that yet that I've noticed. But there's always season 2 and season 3 for them to do that. But I just don't understand why they throwing billions of dollars out the window, ruining these games and shit. It's like
but they know that it doesn't work. So
Yes,
why they do? There's another
mean.
reason that they're doing it. It's just that's what they know. They're losing. Bud Light. You can't tell me they didn't know they were going to lose $20 billion or whatever they fucking did. You can't tell me their marketing team would have been like, "Hey, this is probably a bad trend."
I don't. Well, then there was the marketing team that made the decision, though.
It was a woman, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but she's the head of the marketing team.
Yeah.
So she decided that they're going to do this thing, and they're all like, "Yep, whatever." And then not only were they using Dylan Mulvaney as the spokesperson, but the biggest thing was Dylan Mulvaney's audience is underage children. So kids, you can't sell alcohol to underage kids. And that's the worst part of it, is like, they're like, wait a minute, you're not only trying to sell them alcohol, you're trying to sell them to be transgender. And you're the beer of the hillbilly, mullet wearing, croc wearing.
Yeah, it's like they were trying to get out of that stereotype because they already know what their image was.
Yeah, well, she thought that
you sell beer,
something along the lines of like, well, all the bogans, we call them bogans here in Australia, all the rednecks over there in America are already going to drink Bud Light. So we need to open up the new market to people who, I don't know, are trans and non-binary.
Make another fucking product.
Yeah.
Come out with a vodka drink.
Bud Light gay on a different beer can. And it was like, look, we've got Bud Light gay now, Bud Light Plus or something, Bud Light, Bud Light LGBT or something like that, and they could have got away with it.
Well, they could have got away with it without even using the words Bud Light.
Yeah, well, it's Anheuser-Busch.
They could have just opened another product line with another name and sold something else to attack another. But why would you taint that?
I think it's because Bud Light's gay anyway. Because if you drink Bud Light, you're gay.
Yeah.
I mean, Kid Rock and Rogan and all that, they're still pushing it now. It's like, I don't care. Like, drink American piss water anyway. We all thought you were gay. It's like, you want to drink a real beer, Bundaberg rum is a real beer. Like, you can't just sit there and drink, I'll drink Bud Light. And you're like, yeah, and you fuck your sister. But, it's not gay because it's my sister. I don't have any respect for anyone who drinks Bud Light anyway. Fuck them. Fucking
I've never tasted it.
Piss weak Americans. That's what you get for drinking Bud Light. You get a giant elongated clitoris.
That's what's wrong. That's why Shane Gillis is such a small dick. It's just a big clip.
He's making them at night.
I love that, dude.
But I just hope that these companies like that one, Sweet Baby, are going to crash and burn. But it's a matter of time. Like they are. Like Vice is just shut down. BuzzFeed, places like that have been shuttered. There's a lot of places losing money. Like Bud Light lost all that money. And there are other groups and things growing. Like you remember when they got rid of like Coon cheese in Australia? Have you bought any of that cheese ever again? Chia.
I've never seen it.
It's called Chia now.
Is it?
No. Yeah, it's Chia. So buy some Chia, bro. It's like, no, his last name was Coon. Like, it wasn't a racist thing. And cheese is yellow. It's fucking get over it. No one thought that.
What else did they change? Redskins.
Redskins. The American football team, Redskins too, I think.
We used to have a lolly over here.
Mrs. Buttersworth or whatever it was. What's the American? They had the maple syrup with the black woman as the bottle. They got rid of her. It's like,
oh yeah. All I'm thinking about is Will Ferrell. Fashioned myself to the image of Mrs. Buttersworth. Tell me that doesn't feel like a meaty cock.
Uncle Ben's rice, there's microwavable rice. They got rid of the black dude off the fucking thing. It's like, it's his fucking rice. Yeah, Uncle Ben's microwavable rice. It's like, it's good rice. It's good. Fucking 3 minutes in the microwave, you got yourself food. They got rid of the black guy off of it. It's like, why?
You guys are making this weird. No one thought about it.
It was like Uncle Bob's rice, and it had like a white dude in a KKK Klansman outfit on it.
Mm.
Holding
Or
a
Ching
torch.
Chong chips with a dude like this on the front cover.
Yeah, like
Do you want a
sushi
rice?
roll. Yeah, it's like just some racist ad or something. Like, I get that, but like it was his rice. I think it's because they're racist.
Probably.
Yeah, so it's got to be the only excuse. Oh, Christ. Anyway.
Yeah, so what are these people trying to do to the games exactly? Are they trying to force their way in there by like? So what games are they trying to attack?
So what started the Sweet Baby Incorporated backlash? The controversy began after a Sweet Baby Inc. employee, Chris Kindred, highlighted a Steam curator called Group Sweet Baby Inc. Detected on X, formerly known as Twitter. Kindred has since deleted these posts, but they've been documented below. Kindred accused the group of harassment, tagged the creator and Steam, and said that even with the discriminatory language filed off the group itself, still fails the code of conduct. So basically, this dude on Steam made an account and like a post saying these are all the games that Sweet Baby has got a hand in with their DEI exercises and shit like that. And so that's all it was. It was just pointing out all the games that they've worked on and blah, blah, blah. So one of the people who work at Sweet Baby found this on Steam and decided to get all of their followers to attack this person and cancel them. So that's what's kicked this off. It's like they got called out for being, what they are as these woke DEI fucking enforcers. And then they go and attack this dude for pointing it out. Kindred then asks their followers to report the F out of the group and report the creator since he loves his account so much. So they actively went after this dude, mass reported him, trying to get him cancelled off of Steam. Kindred was subsequently banned for 6 days for breaching X's policies on targeted harassment. So not only did they try to get someone banned, but they got kicked off of X because they were harassing that poor dude who made that post.
I love Elon.
That's
awesome. Great.
Another Sweet Baby Inc. employee, Felix Mayer Kramer, was also weighed in on the Steam curator group and said, for example, Steam doesn't have guidelines for curators, as far as I can tell, that would prevent someone from starting a curation group that focuses on, say, Sweet Baby Ray Incorporated and warns people not to buy their games they're associated with, which could just list any game at all. Kramer's post received a community note, as Sweet Baby Inc. Detected page provides links and sources to prove the company's involvement in each game listed. It also doesn't tell anyone not to buy the games the company has worked on. It merely lists them. So he wasn't even saying don't buy them. He's just listing it. It's like Libs of TikTok when she goes and posts something that they put out there. And she doesn't say anything about it. She just posts what they've put up of like some sort of creepy LGBT person indoctrinating kids, and then they attack her for it. Kramer and Kindred's attempts to ban the Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Steam curator group resulted in a huge backlash from some gamers online and raised questions about the company as a whole. What is Sweet Baby Inc. Detected? So Sweet Baby Inc. Detected is a Steam curator group created by ex-user Cabritsu Rambo. There, you can see it there if you guys want to go follow him on X. That highlights sweet games Sweet Baby Inc. has involved in, and a link to the sources that backs up those claims. The list only includes games on Steam, hence why they are titled like Alan Wake 2 is missing and its exclusive Epic's game store. Users can follow the group, which has now over 200,000 members, if they'd like to avoid purchasing Sweet Baby Inc. titles in the future, or at least be made aware of their involvement. So far, according to our research, the group does not ask people to boycott or target these games negatively in any way, as the group's about page statement, Sweet Baby Inc. Detected is a tracker for games involved with Sweet Baby Inc. So basically, all this dude has done has called out Sweet Baby Inc. for a list of games that they've got on Steam. It's like they've worked in all these games, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't say don't buy them. He doesn't say anything. He just lists them. He has done nothing wrong. And these terrible, terrible people who work at that company have gone after him and try to get him cancelled, try to get him fired from whatever. They're probably trying to find his address and get him doxxed. And they're trying to get his stream thing taken down. So if he gets his Steam taken down, then all the games he's bought, all the games he's purchased and all that goes, boom, gone, disappears, doesn't own them anymore. So that's a pretty nasty thing to do just because he calls you out on your woke DEI bullshit.
But he didn't say anything or try to stop anyone from buying him. He was merely just putting a link there so people could see it for themselves.
He's literally just putting a link there and just saying, like, here.
So they know. So it goes without saying then, doesn't it? They know that they're in the wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
They know that people have got a negative, when you mention their name, it's got a negative connotation to it. Sweet Baby Inc. So people know.
Some of the games that they've worked on, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they're probably the ones that put in that gay pride flag as a sale and shit. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, Sable, Lost Your Marbles, they did full development on that. There's a lot of little weird games and shit like that. Here we go. We've got the Sweet Baby Inc. Detective Curator here, so I'm just loading up his actual Steam account and stuff like that. Oh, I don't think it wants to load. Fuck it. But if he's just pointing out these facts and they attack him over it, they attack him like so viciously, it just shows you that they have something to hide.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need woke shit in our video games. It's so boring and it just takes you out of the moment. Like if you're playing a really in-depth story and you're really getting into it, and then you get this random character that just pops up and goes, I'm non-binary. It's like, what's that got to do with the monsters we're shooting at? Like,
yeah,
kind of stick to the script. And that's what these people do. They just go and insert their DEI and make shit woke. And there's a lot of people out there defending him at the moment. It's
how much shit did, like we spoke about Battlefield 5 before, they copped a massive backlash over doing that in their game.
Yeah.
And even the front cover of
but then
I think it was the front cover 5, was a black guy.
And they come and attacked us for getting upset about it, though.
Yeah.
They come and say, well, it's just because you're all racist and homophobic. It's like, what the fuck
we played Battlefield for realism. Battlefield was realistic as hell. That's why you played it. Especially 1, 2, 3, and 4. The campaigns, that's half the reason that you downloaded Battlefield back in the day was to play the whole campaign through.
Yeah.
It's like, Medal of Honor and stuff like that. Imagine if they brought out a new Medal of Honor and it's America versus the Nazis and there's black Nazis on the other side or some shit.
Oh, yeah, it'd be like Google Gemini's thing.
Yeah, I've seen that. They lost millions over that too. Good.
Yeah. I mean, they're the kind of people that these people are. They're the ones who work like people who work on like Google Gemini. They get given this contract here. Here's a couple of $1 billion, billion with a B, a big B. Here's a couple of $1 billion to make an AI program. Okay, boss, we got that. Yeah, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. No, we're going to make it as woke as possible to the point where it's broken and makes black Nazi members. Look, people were asking.
Did they fix it yet or not?
They just shut it down. They just shut down. You can't ask for anything about politics. You can't ask for anything about like photos of people or anything like that. There still might be some ways around it. Like if you word it right, you might get something. But yeah, it wouldn't get. But even then, it wouldn't give you a photo of a white person. I wonder if you Googled. Like, I wish I'd got onto it earlier because I just kind of like left it for a day because I've been where I'm working. I'm out of reception. There's no phone reception or nothing. But it would have been good to get onto early and like Google like show me a picture of a happy Klansman and shit like that, and just see what it put up. Because
it put up a black Klansman.
Oh, would have just destroyed them. And they spent billions of dollars on that, and they've wasted it. So I hope these people are getting fired. Like you've fucked it up that bad. Like AI is only useful if it tells the truth.
Yeah.
Because if you say, because what they're trying to use it for is they're trying to use it to replace Google search, right? So you just say, imagine you're sitting there and you go, oh, what was the president's name in 1998? And you Google that and it gives you some woke answer. It says, oh, I can't tell you the president's name in 1998 because a lot of people thought that he was mean and nasty and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, just fucking, I need his name so I can write it down here for this, script or whatever. It's like, no, you're not getting that because he said some mean things. So, okay. So you just, or it's even worse when you Google something or it tells you okay, this is true, blah, 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 blah. But then it's not true. Like I think Tim Pool pointed out on Timcast that he asks Google Gemini, is there any problems with like long-term effects of hormone replacement therapy, like kids taking HRT and shit like that, so they're transitioning. And it said, no, it's completely reversible, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, no, that it's types back, no, that's not true. There's such things as what do they call you can't reproduce because you've been taking hormone replacement therapy. And he goes, oh, yes, that is true. But sometimes people get offended, blah, 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 blah. If you talk, it's like, you can't just deny that things exist because you might offend someone, especially being something that's supposed to be just a factual thing. Like you ask it, what's 2 + 2? If it doesn't give you the correct answer, it's fucking useless to you.
Yeah.
So what's that? But that's what.
What was the point in designing it?
Yeah, that's what the left is teaching people, that 2 + 2 = 5.
But what does GPT-4 say? Like
it's the same thing, but it's not as bad.
So if we asked it to generate an image,
because they're all learning models off of the internet, and the internet is full. Yeah. It's either like half the internet is like woke nonsense bullshit DEI, the other half of the internet is Nazis. So it's like it's learning from these things. So if we give the internet, AI internet to learn from, it's only got, I suppose, us to blame for it.
Yeah.
But then they're curating it so it doesn't say anything offensive.
Yeah, well, they're mitigating some of the stuff that it can show you. So it's just, Google already does that anyway with their fucking search results.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like
that's why I stopped using it and started using DuckDuckGo.
I can't even use that.
But everything.
Google's just bought that.
Did they?
Yeah, so so stop using DuckDuckGo and use Brave browser.
Thanks.
Brave browser is definitely the best way to go about it.
No, I've already got that on my phone.
Yeah, so don't use DuckDuckGo anymore. Just use Brave. DuckDuckGo is fucking useless because they started fucking around with stuff during COVID and alternating search results for that, and now they've just signed some agreement the other week that they're going to be giving all of our data to, I think, Google or something like that. So they're useless now. So they've fallen. So the only hope that we have at the moment, which isn't even a very good hope, is X. Things like that. Maybe Elon could buy Activision or something. It'd be cool.
That'd be sick. We'll get some good games again.
Maybe Bethesda. Yeah, but someone needs to do something because they either need to pull their head in and stop selling us DEI shit so they can make some money, because I'm not going to pay for shit that's woke and boring and just annoying. I mean,
well, what's Call of Duty like nowadays? Is that woke as fuck? Like
it's
Fortnite?
Got Nicki Minaj in it, so I'm not bothering.
Fuck me.
It's like, yeah.
Our times have changed.
That's what I mean, man. Like, you can't, they wouldn't survive in a Call of Duty lobby from our era. No. They wouldn't live. So, and that's why they just keep recycling content. They're using all the same old maps from our Call of Duties that we loved, because they know that we loved them and shit like that, and they're using the same weapons and then characters and shit, skins and shit like that. So they just reuse it all because they have no creative drive, and they have no. They
know people are going to buy it. It's the exact same with the iPhone as well. You know, a new one every year. Everyone's going to buy it. They don't have to change much. Yeah, they've probably already got 5 already made in the works, just waiting for next year to come around.
Like Grand Theft Auto. Everyone's like, oh, we need new Grand Theft Auto, blah, 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 blah. It's like, it's the same shit.
That game is fucked up,
it's
honestly.
The same shit.
Yeah.
It's like, it's the movies now too. It's just Marvel movie after Marvel movie. There aren't any like cool new up and coming stories that no one's heard before. It's all like they're redoing The Crow now, and it's going to be a woke nonsense thing. If they ruin The Crow,
Brandon Lee,
yeah, I'm pretty sure they've ruined it. So
that's something you can't remake The Crow.
Yeah, they did. It's already done. It's like there was a Batman movie that came out about Batgirl, and who was in it? Some big name actor. and it never got released. They've hidden it in the vault because it's that woke. It was. They just said we can't release this. So
what about Madam Web?
Oh, Madam Web was a big woke nonsense thing too. But
I saw videos of people in the actual cinemas just laughing their ass off at the whole thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's throwing shit at the screen, and
it's like Dune 2's done really good. A lot of people are raving on about that because it's not woke crap, I suppose. But it's got Zendaya in it, so I can't stand Zendaya. It's like, oh, Zendaya. No, it's like, wow, an ugly, skinny bitch who looks vanilla as shit.
Mm.
Like that Sydney Sweeney chick. Did you see the video of her off of Saturday Night Live the other day? Like hot blonde chick with tits out.
Oh, I know what she looks like.
Her. Like, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, she looks amazing," and it's like, yeah, but in the movie, they make her dress up all frumpy and gross and hide her like natural fucking hotness, because like, oh, you can't be hot in a movie anymore because that's that's going to play into the patriarchy or something.
The only hot people are allowed to be black.
Yeah, but like the hot people that they pretend, the black people they pretend are hot aren't even hot. Look at the bitch from Ariel. She looks like she's got alcohol fetal syndrome.
She looks like Sid the fucking sloth.
Yeah, fucking. She looks like a fish.
She looks like a fucking. You know that filter everyone was using?
Yeah.
Make your eyes really wide.
I know. It's like you couldn't sneak up on her. She could see you coming.
Yeah,
like,
she could see.
Eyes on the side of her fucking head.
Best peripherals in the world.
Yeah, fucking. It's like she's not good looking, man. Like, something wrong with her.
But what was wrong with redheaded Ariel? She was a fucking fish.
Don't know.
Weren't there black people in that anyway? In the Disney?
I don't know. The king people might have had slaves on their ships or something. I don't know. It's like a really old Disney. It's really old.
Yeah. It's Disney.
It's Disney.
I remember that.
But that's just them indoctrinating kids. Like, you remember that Big Hero 5? It's Pixar or something like that. Big white inflatable robot.
Oh, yeah, that dude.
Yeah, well, they have a TV show called BMO, I think, something like that, about him. And I did a story on this ages ago, but they have an episode where he's in the aisle trying to buy tampons for or pads for his friend.
Oh, I think I saw this, yeah.
And then this trans dude wearing a trans pride flag as a shirt comes up and is like, I wear these ones. It's like, yeah, it's because you're a chick still. You can put on the fucking beanie all you want, dude, but you're still a chick.
Have you seen that post about some of them are injecting stuff into their bums to have fake periods?
No.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. They should keep doing it.
One man, one jar, eat your heart
out. Oh, my God. It's like everyone's diverse on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own category. Can't we just leave it there? We don't need it in Disney and Pixar and Marvel and shit like that.
Leave it in the hub.
Like, if I'm gonna watch a Marvel movie about superheroes and shit, which I don't anyway, because they're boring as shit, and I think you're a low-brow person if that's your favorite fucking thing. But
yeah.
If you're watching that and you care about the sex or the gender or the fetish of the superhero, there's something wrong with you. It's like the Umbrella Academy was really good.
Yeah.
Have you watched that? And then what's the chick out of it who turned into a dude from Juno? Fucking that thing. She's like halfway through
Elliot Page?
Yes, Elliot Page.
Yeah.
Or Ellen
Stupid
Page.
Bitch.
Yeah, Ellen Page. Oh, we're getting in trouble for dead naming.
Oh, shit, sorry.
It's like halfway through the thing, she just goes and cuts her hair and says, I'm a guy now. Everyone has to pretend I'm a guy. And they're all like, okay, cool for you. And we'll just move on with it. And then you think, oh, that's all they're going to do. Okay, I can go with this. That's all they're going to say. And then they kept bringing it up. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Talk about ruin a show.
It
was good, though. Peacemaker. That was racist as shit. That was funny as hell.
Which one's that?
John
Is that
Cena.
John Cena?
Yeah. It was stupid, but it was funny. It's So
Have
the
I seen
racist dude is like a clan member superhero, and it's his dad.
Oh no,
He
I haven't
wears like the
seen
white
that.
pointy fucking horns and shit. He's
No.
racist as shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a bad guy. Yeah, that was funny. And it's like, well, there you go. You get to beat up racists and like white supremacists and shit. You can literally beat them up. It's just you don't have to sit there and go, "I'm gay." No one cares. Shut up.
Remember Harold and Kumar go to escape from Guantanamo Bay?
I've only watched that once. But yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just the most racist movie in the world.
Yeah, but
I remember I did it
because that's how they.
I did an assignment on it at school, and I remember this. This was a wokeism at school with the teacher. I wasn't allowed to do it because she watched it and she was offended because we all had to pick a movie to do it on, and I was going to do that on how funny it was.
Pajamas.
Oh, I should have. You remember when the bloke walks up and all the black guys playing basketball on the streets, and he's trying to get information out of him, and he cracks a can of grape soda and starts tipping it on the ground. He's like,
I don't remember that.
oh, it's the bald-headed guy from the Muppet movie. Real bald, evil-looking dude.
Paul Giamatti?
No, it's not Paul Giamatti. No, I can't remember his name. It was fantastic.
Oh, the Muppets from Space movie.
Yeah.
The dude with the
same
bear.
dude.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, him. Oh, I forgot about that fucking bear.
Oh, it's okay, sir. He's tapping him on the shoulder. He's got cheese coming up in his fucking bear. See, what happened to that shit? Like, it can't ruin Muppets from Space, man.
That was Gonzo, wasn't it? Gonzo. Yes. That was great, that one.
Everyone's inclusive because they're all weird, different creatures.
Yeah.
Like fucking. Yeah. I am not a shrimp. I am a king prawn. So those movies were great. You can't ruin.
Oh, fucking love that movie so much.
So I don't know what my kid's going to grow up watching. It's going to be growing up watching that same shit that I watched. It's not going to be any of this new shit.
Yeah.
It's like video.
You see some of the YouTube videos all these kids are addicted to. They're so bizarre, man.
Blippi.
Yeah, Blippi and
what's that one that Elisa's kid watches? The big teeth.
What's that one? But
Mr.
that fucking thing. What the fuck is that thing?
Oh, that was like I think that was like something to scare children because they'd make like a Spider-Man video.
Huggy Wuggy?
Yeah, and then in the middle of that video, they'd have this terrible Huggy Wuggy monster to scare the shit out.
Yeah.
And then some kids started watching it. I don't know, that's creepy as shit.
Was that the one that they were trying to get kids to cut their wrists?
No, that was the same era of YouTube videos, though.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing because that was just the algorithm pumping that shit out. And now that's what it's doing with trans shit. It thinks people care about trans rights and all that crap and people want to hear about it, but they don't because it's just click that gets the click. So the algorithm pushes and promotes that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what video games my kid will be growing up playing, but it sure as hell won't be anything new. It'll be the old shit. It'll like we're still playing video games that came out 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Well, how old's Battlefield 4?
Fucking old. Elder Scrolls.
Battlefield, Elder Scrolls. Skyrim. Yeah. How old's Skyrim?
Age of Empires.
Minecraft even. Or Mein Kampf.
Mein Kampf.
But like, yeah, we're all playing the old games because all the new shit's just crap.
I haven't played a Call of Duty since probably Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, since same then.
Yeah.
AW. You played Black Ops 3 and all that kind of shit a bit, but I didn't touch
I tried to.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Black Ops 3 I did play a lot. Yeah, I did.
Ghost, you played.
Just too hard to keep up to.
Yeah, I didn't play Ghost very much.
Ghost was good.
Because that's when I started getting to Battlefield anyway.
Yeah.
It's a Battlefield I played a lot of. I played Battlefield 1, 2, 3, 4, Bad Company and all that. And then when Battlefield 4 came out, that was massive. Battlefield 1, that was awesome. We didn't think it was going to be, but it was. And then
I remember. Yeah.
World War I one.
I'll get confused between 5 and 1.
Yeah, five was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But the new 2042's woke shit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking ruin it.
Everything's changed in it too.
It's not even that woke. It's just shit gameplay.
Yeah. Terrible characters.
Lobbies, man. Focus on the gameplay. Focus on the storyline and stuff because it doesn't even have a campaign mode. Focus on that crap instead of focusing on DEI and woke bullshit.
Yeah.
Give us something that we enjoy, like fucking.
Well, that's why I want to play Helldivers so much. Yeah, Starfield was bullshit. I was
so disappointed. I played for 2
dude, I was so happy to play the campaign through to like where you did the Crimson Fleet shit, and then from then on, I was just like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go set up on a fucking planet to make credits that I can already afford everything now anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Maybe it's good on computer with 10,000 mods on
it. Just turn it into Skyrim again.
If it was MMO, that game would have been the best game launched in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Like No Man's Sky did such an amazing job with that tiny little thing that they had. And there's no woke nonsense bullshit in that, and it's a fantastic game.
Yeah. Like Eve Online too.
Yeah.
Eve. That's supposed to be a huge game. Yeah. What's that one? What's the other one? I bought it for you for Christmas or your birthday or something.
What's that fucking? What's that
space one?
Yeah. Oh, I forget what it's called.
Yeah, that was a good game.
It's hard, very hard.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Lose everything. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm just waiting for the day Helldivers 2 comes out on Xbox, and I'll be a happy man. Because that seems like a great game to play with your mates.
Yeah, the problem is it's probably going to be dead by the time we do play it.
Yeah.
But it'll get a resurgence.
Xbox community is huge.
Yeah, it'll get a resurgence.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Anyway. Well, if people can see how well they're doing, where they want to combine all of the consoles and PCs together so they can all fight the enemy and bring everyone together on into one game, it's that massive and it's that popular, and it's got zero woke bullshit in it. Then that's what we want. It's
just back to basics. It's a grunt game.
Yep, that's it. Remember,
and you're achieving something. You're clearing planets. You're starting a new one.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fucking
endless
sick.
Amounts of opportunities to like bring out new updates with new weapons, new bots. Like they brought out Mech Warriors now, heaps of shit. And that's what I need to focus on instead of focusing on how gay the characters are and making sure that the characters are inclusive. Well,
and also another big thing, stop making it so hard. Like you buy the game, you spend $100, $120 on the game, and then a season pass comes out and you've got to pay another $85 to get ahead of everyone else who wants to do that.
Yeah.
And then there's microtransactions on top of that.
And then you can buy new DLC anyway.
And half the games take up 250 gigabytes on your Xbox.
Yeah, pay for the internet and then pay for the fucking Xbox Live. And then after you've bought all of that, 12 months later, it comes out for free on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking tragic. Really is. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.